This is the view inside your casino. The exit to the street is in the center of the screen. To the left, you can see a craps table. To the right, a blackjack table. To move the view, use the cursor keys or move the mouse pointer to the edge of the screen. Use the delete and end keys to rotate the view clockwise and counterclockwise. The insert and home keys rotate clockwise and counterclockwise in smaller steps. Alternately, you can use the rotate view icon at the bottom left of the screen. Use the page down and page up keys to zoom the view in and out. There are 4 steps of zoom available. The furthest out gives an overhead view. Alternately, you can use the zoom in and zoom out icons near the bottom left of the screen, which are represented by magnifying glasses with a plus or minus symbol. Practice moving around the casino floor. When you are comfortable with this, click below to continue. You can now move up to the second floor of your casino, where we will practice buying attractions and hiring. Now we'll buy some attractions. To do this, click on the Buy Attractions button near the top left. Now, this box lists the game. Now, move the cursor back over the casino floor. You'll see the blackjack table you are about to buy. Find somewhere to put it. You can rotate it by clicking the right mouse button. If the highlight is red, it's too close to another object. If it's green, you can place it by clicking the left mouse button. Repeat the previous steps to buy a craps table. Now repeat to buy a roulette table. Now you need some dealers to staff the tables. Click on the Hire Staff button. Then, click on the Hire Gambling and Entertainment Staff button. Select a dealer from the list. Then, move the cursor back over the casino floor. Left-click to place the dealer. The dealer will walk to one of the tables to begin work. You will notice that when the dealer arrives at the table, it illuminates to show it is active. The flashing dealer icon will have disappeared. Hire more dealers for the other tables. Next, you can buy a drinks bar. Click on the Buy Attractions button. Then, select a small drinks bar from the list and place it down somewhere. You'll probably want it with its back against a wall, but it can go anywhere. Now, hire bar staff for it by clicking on the Hire Staff button, then the Hire Catering Staff button. Select a member of staff from the list and place them down anywhere on the casino. Now we'll look at moving, selling. Click on the Move, Sell, or Store Items button. If you move the cursor over an object and click the left mouse button, the object will be picked up. You can then reposition it and drop it down by clicking the left mouse button. To sell an object, click on the Sell Object button. To store an object, click on the Store Object button. You can retrieve items you have stored by clicking on the... You've now completed This tutorial will explain how to set up your gambling attractions to appeal to different visitor types. You are now on the first floor of a 3-floor casino. This floor is filled with gambling attractions. First, we'll look at configuring gambling tables, like roulette. Move the cursor over one of the roulette tables and click the right mouse button, and then open its This is the attraction configuration display. In the window on the right, you can see the roulette table you clicked on. To the left, you can see information about it. The top 3 yellow boxes on the left show the attraction's category, the attraction's type, and the attraction's name. Click on the button to the right of the attraction's category. The button you have clicked on will cycle through the attraction categories: gambling, entertainment, and catering. Now, click on the attraction's type. This displays a list of all attractions of the currently selected category, gambling. You can choose any of these to jump the view to it. Select Blackjack. You can now see the position and details of Blackjack Table 1. The button on the extreme right of the screen, the Info About Attractions button, will bring up a screen comparing the profit and loss of all attractions. This screen shows the attraction's name, status, profit, times played, minimum and maximum bet settings, and location. You can sort any column by value by clicking on the column heading. This screen can also be accessed directly from the main interface by clicking on the Info About Attractions button. Gambling tables like this blackjack table can have a minimum and maximum bet setting. Visitors cannot bet less than the minimum or more than the maximum. By default, these settings are minimum $5 and maximum $250. This allows every visitor to play. By altering these settings, you can restrict the type of visitor that will play on this table. You might want to increase the minimum bet on busy tables so that valuable seats are not occupied by low-spending seniors or trailer trash. However, if your security is weak, you might want to reduce the maximum bet so that you reduce the amount by which you can be cheated. To alter the minimum or maximum bet settings, click on one of the stacks of chips. Now, click on the button depicting a photograph of a The display has now changed to show details of the staff member working at this table. You can see their name, happiness status, star rating, salary and city average salary for someone of their skill, and job. You can increase or decrease their wage by clicking on the blue arrows. You can also click on the Personnel Department icon to jump there in the actual game, but it's disabled for this tutorial. If there is more than one member of staff working at an attraction, more than one photograph will appear. Now, click on the View. There are 2 buttons at the bottom of the attraction configuration panel. Disable allows you to close the current attraction to all visitors. OK takes you back to the main view of the casino. Move the cursor over a slot machine and click the right mouse button, and then open its configuration menu. The settings for slot machines are different. They allow you to set the jackpot frequency as low, medium, or high, and the return percentage as low, medium. A high jackpot frequency will pay smaller amounts more often, and a low jackpot frequency will pay higher prizes less often. The overall payout is not affected by jackpot frequency, but certain visitor types prefer their payouts little and often, and other types. Altering the return percentage will affect how much you keep and how much you pay in prizes. That brings us to the end of this tutorial about In this tutorial, we'll look at configuring entertainment attractions, such as arcade machines, dance floors, movie theaters, and stages. And first, we'll look at entertainment attractions. Right-click on one of the arcade machines and then open its configuration menu. Arcade machines, pinball machines, bowling alleys, and pool tables are all basic entertainment attractions working in a similar way. The only thing you can configure is the price charged to play them. Now right-click on the dance floor and then open its configuration. You can set the admission price and you can select the type of music to be played by the DJ. Now right-click on the movie theater to open its configuration menu. You can set the admission price and you can select the type of movie to be played in the movie theater. Different visitors enjoy different genres of movie. Now, right-click on the stage to open its You can set the admission price and you can select the type of performers to appear on stage. You can select up to 4 performers to appear in sequence. There are 4 types of performer to choose from: singers, dancers, magicians, and sex performers. Every performer is rated from 1 to 3 stars. Different visitors enjoy different performers. For example, teens like magicians, but socialites like them far less, preferring dancers. In general, everyone prefers a 3-star performer. When you buy a stage, you are automatically provided with 4 performers. They are likely to be 1-star performers. The type of performer is selected at random. You can see a performer's star rating and daily salary next to his or her name. To reconfigure the performers, click on the Configure Performers button just below the window containing the configuration screen now shows a list of all performers currently available for hire. To hire a performer, now click on the Replace Performer button next to the name of the performer. You can also fire a performer by clicking on the Remove Performer from this. You can fill an empty slot by highlighting the name of a new performer and clicking on the Add Performer in this slot button. Try doing this now, then click on OK. Now we'll look at catering attractions. Click on the floor navigator in the lower left corner of the screen to move to the second floor, or press the plus key. Find the drinks bar and right-click on it to open its configuration menu. There are 2 things you can change with most catering attractions: the price charged and the quality of the food or drink. The quality can be set as high. Click to change the quality. Obviously, the more expensive a drink is to make, the less profit you will make. So you can also adjust the price charged. Now find a burger kiosk and right-click it to open its configuration menu. You can see that this configuration screen is very similar to that of the bar. Now find a kitchen and right-click it to open. You can see that this configuration screen is very similar to that of the bar. Different visitors prefer different forms of catering. For example, trailer trash like burgers, but socialites much prefer high-quality restaurant food cooked in a kitchen and served at a table. That concludes. In this tutorial, we'll look at managing your staff. The casino you are now in has 2 floors of gambling attractions and a wide range of staff. Click on the Personnel screen button, which is highlighted on the right of the screen. The personnel screen allows you to view details of all your staff, including their name, salary, star rating, happiness. Normally, the list of staff is sorted alphabetically by name, but you can also sort it by job type, by salary, by star rating, by happiness, or by the number of times they have been spotted cheating. Sort the list by job type by clicking on the highlighted icon above the job type column. Click on the first name in the list, Mr. M. Piper. To give him a pay rise, click on the blue arrows next to the salary box. You can also pay staff a one-time bonus to try to increase their happiness. If staff become... Now, we'll consider the disciplining of staff. If one of your floormen spots a dealer cheating, he'll tell you. You can discipline staff you suspect of cheating. Remember that the higher the floorman's skill, the more likely he is to be right, and that the higher the dealer's skill, the less likely he is to cheat. Disciplining innocent staff will lead to a drop in all staff morale. If you are very unhappy with a staff member's performance, you can fire them. To do this, you click on the Fire button. In the lower left, you can select multiple staff from the list by holding down the Shift or Control keys when selecting individual staff. You can also use the filters at the top of the screen to only display staff on a certain floor of your casino. Now we've finished with the personnel screen, we'll look at giving some orders to the bouncer you have selected. Click on the highlighted Return to Main View button on the right-hand side of the screen. The 3D view will now follow the bouncer around. In the lower left half of the screen, next to the floor indicator, you will see a picture of the bouncer's face, although it is grayed out temporarily, to show that he is currently selected. He'll also be flashing red in the 3D view. To give your bouncer a movement order, simply right-click on the casino floor away from any person or attraction. When you do this, the 3D camera will no longer follow him. Do it now. To recenter the view on the bouncer, left-click on his picture next to the floor indicator. Do it now.
No, not again.
Well, hello.
If the bouncer becomes deselected, you can left-click on him in the 3D view to reselect him, or go back to the personnel screen and select him from there. When the bouncer is selected, right-clicking on a visitor will display two options: to eject the visitor or to discipline the visitor. If you choose to eject the visitor, the bouncer will escort them to the door. If you choose to discipline a visitor, the bouncer will escort them to the basement to administer a beating. Discipline should only ever be used on someone you expect to be cheating or who is causing trouble. Disciplining innocent visitors is a surefire way of... Try ejecting a visitor. Check that the bouncer is selected. Find a visitor. It's easiest to pick. The bouncer will now escort the visitor to the door. You can also use guards to escort visitors, but guards do not administer discipline. Guards carry firearms, which they can be made to use against visitors by the same right-click method. In an emergency, you might want to locate your nearest security staff member in a hurry. To do this, click on the highlighted Find Nearest Staff button on the left side of the screen. Now select the bouncer's picture. The nearest free bouncer has been selected. His picture is shown next to the floor indicator, and you can quickly right-click on a visitor to deal with a situation.
A moment of your time, please.
When you use the Find Nearest Staff button, some staff types might be grayed out. This shows that there are no active free staff. If you want a staff member to go to a different floor, highlight them and right-click on the elevator. A list of floors will appear for selection. There are two other types of security staff, doorman and floorman. Doormen enforce any door policy you have set. See Tutorial 5, Configuring Your Casino, for details of how to do this. When you hire a doorman, he will automatically go to the door. He'll also tell you when any high rollers enter your casino. Floormen will automatically wander from gambling table to gambling table, looking for cheats. They will tell you when floormen can be made to watch a particular attraction, visitor, or dealer by right-clicking on the attraction, visitor, or dealer when the floorman is selected. All staff are given orders in a similar way. Select the member of staff and right-click. In this tutorial, we'll look at buying additional floors for your casino. How to convert it. The casino you are now in just has one floor, which you can see is filled with gambling attractions. If you look at the floor indicator near the bottom left corner of the screen, you will see that it shows a B for basement and a 1 marked by the red arrow, which is the floor you are on now. To purchase an additional floor, you must first click on the Configure Casino button, which is highlighted now on the left side of the screen. This is the Configure Casino screen. You will notice that Purchase Additional Floor is highlighted with an indication of cost. To purchase it, the new floor is ready for use immediately. Look at the floor indicator. You can use this floor to add more attractions, or you can convert it to a hotel floor. In order to be able to convert a casino which has attractions on it to a hotel floor, you must first remove all of the attractions. In this case, we can go ahead and convert it straight away. Click on the Configure Casino. You can see that the Configure Casino screen now shows the two floors you have open and the basement. Next to the words second floor, you can see a green and red indicator, which, if you move the cursor over it and look at the tooltip, you'll see is the Open Close Floor button. Click on the Open. Now reopen the second floor by clicking just to the right of the Open. This mini screen allows you to select the star rating for the hotel floor you are about to build. Certain types of visitors prefer certain star ratings. For example, high rollers will only stay in 5-star hotel rooms. You will notice that 1 star is the cheapest and 5 star is the most expensive to build. You can see that the suggested 5-star daily room rate is $225. Adjust this to another figure by using the blue arrows or by typing a different value into the box. Then click OK. Your 5-star hotel floor has now been built. 5-star floors only have 8 rooms, whereas 1-star floors have 16 rooms. But you can charge more than double for 5-star rooms. You can see the daily room rate you set on the Configure Casino screen. You can adjust the daily room rate at any time by using the blue arrows. That's all you need to do to open a hotel floor. No additional staff are required. Click on the 1 on the floor indicator. Now, we'll look at editing door policy. Click on the. You will see that this mini screen allows you to edit your door policy. You can see a list of all visitor types. Each name has a green indicator next to it. These green indicators show that all visitor types are currently permitted to enter. When you move the mouse over these indicators, they will turn. You are now giving your doorman instructions to try to prevent any socialites. Finally, we'll look at putting your casino on the property market. You will only be able to do this if you have more than one casino. You cannot sell your last remaining casino. You might want to sell all the. You can set the price you wish to ask by using the blue arrows or by typing a figure into the box. Click on OK to put your. You've now completed. In this tutorial, we'll look at buying real estate and advertising. First, click on the Buy Real Estate. There are two pop-out buttons, one for real estate and one for advertising. They are only highlighted if there is real estate or... This window shows you a map of the city and a list of property currently available for purchase on the right. There are 3 properties currently for sale in this city: the Cupcake Bakery on Cutter Street and 2 areas of wasteland. If you buy an existing building, it will be converted to a casino of the same number of floors. If you buy wasteland, it will be converted to a single-story casino. The new casino will be available for immediate use. The Cupcake Bakery is highlighted in the list, and its position on the 2D map indicated by a black arrow and flashing red box. The location of any new casino is very important. Generally, sites near hotels, other casinos, the airport. The value of the Cupcake Bakery site is shown, $100,000. To be sure of your bid being accepted, you should bid higher than this, and a suggested amount is also shown. You can adjust this bid by using the blue arrows or by clicking in the bid box and typing in a new amount. To make your bid, click on the Buy button. You will receive a message. In a short while, you will receive a message. You can now see that there are 2 landmark buttons for your casino in the landmark section of the interface at the bottom left of the screen. The new property will be called Casino 2. You can rename your casinos by clicking on the... You will receive messages. Now we'll look at advertising. Click on the Buy Real Estate. This map shows the billboards which are free to hire in green, and those owned by your opponents in red. Any you hire will be colored blue. The 2D map shows their location in the city, and the list to the right shows their... Star rating is a measure of how many times they are seen by visitors to the city. The higher the star rating, the higher the cost will be. To see how much an ad will cost to rent for 1 week, click on the ad in the 2D map or on its location in the list. The cost of the ad will appear below the list. If you click on the first green name in the list, you'll see that this ad will cost you a little over $100 for 1 week's rent. To buy this ad, the ad's name will turn blue. You will be reminded when your advertising contract for this billboard expires in 7 days' time. Every city visitor who travels past this ad will now have a greater chance of choosing your casino as their next destination. You've now... In this tutorial, we'll look at purchasing and configuring shuttles and limos, and how to see where the municipal bus routes go. Click on the Buy and Manage, the 3 pop-out buttons. First of all, you need to create a route for your shuttles. Click on the plus button underneath the word Routes. This has created Route 1. Now, you need to add at least 2 stops for the shuttles on this route to pick up and drop off passengers. Click on the airplane symbol in the center of the airport. A red dot has appeared near the airport to show the location of your airport drop-off pickup point. Now, click on your casino near the center of the map. Another red dot has appeared opposite your casino, and a red line joins the two stops. This is the optimum route that shuttles on Route 1 will take. You can continue adding stops to the route if you want to. Now you need to buy some shuttles. Click on the Edit Shuttle. The side display has now changed. This shuttle has been added to Route 1. Click the plus symbol again. This has added a second shuttle to the route. The shuttles will take a short amount of time to arrive in the city and will then start to follow the route you have set. You will see the shuttles moving around the 2D map as black dots. The shuttle highlighted in the list will be identified on the 2D map by a red cross. You'll be able to identify your shuttles in the 3D view as they will carry your casino's colors. Now, click on the Edit Routes button below the list of shuttles. Look next to Route 1. You will see the number 2, which indicates that there are 2 shuttles on this route. You can add additional stops by clicking on other buildings in the city. Please note that you should click on buildings rather than roads or other open spaces. After adding more than 2 stops, you can use the up and down arrows near the word stops to reorder the route. If you want to remove routes, stops, or shuttles, click on the relevant minus symbol. Shuttles are used by all visitor types except high rollers, so they are a good way of increasing traffic to your casino. Remember that visitors go from the airport or... Now we'll look at limos. Click on the Buy and Manage. Setting up a limo service is not as complicated as setting up a shuttle service, because limos do not have pre-configured routes. Instead, they cruise around the city. All you need to do is buy limos. To do this, click on the plus symbol in the lower right corner of the screen, just below the number which shows the current cost of limos. A limo will be added to the list. After a short period of time, the limo will arrive in the city. You can see it on the... Now we'll look at the municipal bus routes. Click on the Buy and Manage. This map shows the municipal buses as black dots moving around the city. Click on the name of the only route in this city. You can now see the bus stops as red dots, and the route taken by the buses as red lines. You've now completed this tutorial. In Tutorial 4, Managing Staff and Security, we looked at how to eject and discipline visitors you suspected of cheating or causing trouble. Occasionally, when you try to eject or discipline a visitor, they will offer their services to you as a cheat or troublemaker. After recruiting them, they will wait in your basement until you give them an order. Let's look at cheats first. Click on the Cheats, Troublemakers, and Hitmen button. Now, click on the View Your Cheats. This opens the Cheats interface. You can see that you have 5 cheats. Their names, the type of visitor they are, their skill rating. This has displayed 4 additional buttons. Cheat Where, Act Innocent, Go Home, and Fire buttons. Click on the Cheat. You can now see a list of all the locations in this city where gambling games are being played. There is only one, the Lucky 7 Casino. You can set a cash limit for your cheat, which, when reached, will trigger him to return home with the money. This is useful because even in a weakly guarded casino, he'll get spotted eventually. Set a cash limit and click on OK. The selected cheat's activity will change to say, Going to the Lucky 7 Casino. Now we'll jump to the main view to look at a cheat in action. Right-click on one of the other cheats' names. Cheats act intelligently when you send them somewhere, but you can assume direct control and order them from table to table. To do this, make sure the cheat is highlighted then right-click on a gaming table. Take care to note the position and movement of the enemy floormen. Try to stay one step ahead of them. If you think a cheat is about to be spotted, you can click on the Act Innocent button, a die with a halo. You can also decide to send the cheat home to your casino before he's reached his limit, particularly if you think that security is too tight or you want to get your hands on the cash he's cheated in a hurry. You can also fire your cheat by clicking on the down-turned thumb. Cheats have a skill rating between 1, lowest, and 5, highest, which governs how likely they are to get caught. You cannot have more than 5 cheats working for you at once, so it's sometimes worth firing cheats with low ratings to free up space for higher-rated cheats. Now, we'll look at troublemakers. Click on the Cheats. 5 troublemakers are listed. Left-click on the first one in the list. This has displayed 4 additional buttons. You can now see a list of all the locations in the city where your troublemakers can cause trouble. The selected troublemakers activity will change to say, going to the Lucky 7 Casino. Now we'll jump to the main view to look at a troublemaker in action. Right-click on one of the other troublemakers. Troublemakers act intelligently when you send them somewhere, but you can assume direct control and give them specific orders to attack or offend a person, to spike drinks at the bar, or to cause a disturbance. To do this, make sure the troublemaker is highlighted, then right-click on a person. Select Attack or Offend, a bar, to spike drinks, or on the floor, to cause a disturbance. Take care to note the position and movement of enemy bouncers and guards. Try to stay one step ahead of them. As with cheats, you can order your troublemakers to... Now, we'll look at hitmen. Now click on the View Your Hitmen button. 2 hitmen are listed. Left-click. This has displayed 2 additional buttons. Send Hitmen Where and Go Home. Click on the Send Hitmen Where button, which looks like a pistol and crosshairs.
I won.
You can now see a list of all the locations in the city where your hitman can be sent. Select the Lucky 7 Casino. Unlike cheats and troublemakers, you must give hitmen direct orders to shoot someone, performing a hit. Although you have sent him to a building, he will just wait there. You can wait until your hitman reaches the Lucky 7 Casino to try performing a hit.